Welcome to the Prep Zone on FoxSportsDetroit.com. Today we're at Top Taggart Field, the campus of Ferris State University. MHSAA Division III football semifinal between the 12-0 Mount Pleasant Oilers and the 9-3 East Grand Rapids Pioneers. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Rob Otto, field in perfect shape, the field turf here at Ferris State University. The only thing we might look at in terms of weather-wise is the wind blowing out there, but for the middle of November, I think we're in pretty good shape. 46 degrees here at kickoff, humidity 68%, wind mostly cloudy and 11 miles per hour, but it is gusting more than that. It seems to be gusting higher up in the stands than it is on the field, so probably the passing game might be affected by that, maybe not so much the kicking game today. We've got a couple of teams that are going to run the ball. For Mount Pleasant, Michael Tway, you're looking at him right there. 1,700 yards on the season, averaging 7.4 yards per carry. In last week's win over East Lansing, Tway had 31 carries and 210 yards. For East Grand Rapids, it is David Drummond. David Drummond, too bad that he doesn't wear number 20 because he's got 2,121 yards on the season and 21 touchdowns. Of course, the only numbers that he is going to be looking at as we look again at Michael Tway, but for Drummond, he's trying to get that number 6 title in a row for the Pioneers. Tway, again, coming in over 1,700 yards on the season, averaging 7.4 yards per carry. Pioneers, 5-time defending MHSAA champion. They suffered 3 losses during the regular season. A lot of teams may be thinking that they were ripe for the picking this year, and all they've done is come in and East Grand Rapids, who are now taking the field, have avenged 2 of those losses against Grand Rapids Christian and Holland, now just one step away from defending their title for the Oilers. It's East Grand Rapids that they've got their sights set on. Mount Pleasant knocked out of the playoffs by the Pioneers 3 times in the last 4 years, looking for their first title under head coach Jason McIntyre. One of these teams going to come up, and we're going to see what happens. Getting ready for kickoff here, the Division III semi-final game on the Prep Zone on FoxSportsDetroit.com. A couple teams there, it's no surprise what they're going to want to do. They want to run the ball and run it efficiently. And we are underway. A short kick. It's actually going to roll out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So a flag right there. You've got Mount Pleasant wearing the dark blue home uniforms today. They're going to get an excellent start. Excellent field position for their first drive of the game. Their quarterback, Ryan Elliott, going to get out there, and again, he's going to do a lot of handing that ball to number 21, Michael Tway. Lining up, getting ready for the first play from scrimmage. You see Tway, he's actually lined up just to the right of Elliott, out of the shotgun, and there it is, the inside snap. 3 yards to start for Tway. And this is what we're going to see. Not a traditional setup from the Oilers. They love taking the ball out of the shotgun and running it from there. But certainly a traditional offense in terms of wanting to run the ball. Tway on the season, 234 attempts. His long run of the year, a 75-yard touchdown. There's the quick fake handoff, running off to the left, and the QB sneak up the middle. Long and this run of the year, 75-yard touchdown. Looking to fake the handoff to the left and then just fake handoff running off to the offensive line. If they can do their job today, Oilers have a good chance of avenging their losses in previous years in the postseason. Quickly up to the line, and now in the power I with Elliott under center. Snaps the ball, fakes to the left, and there's the first forward pass of the game. Not much of one, though. Elliott hit as he got the ball out to Dustin Lee. Talking about those playoff losses, this is now going to be a 4th down in a punting situation. Mount Pleasant 3 times in the last 4 years has fallen to this East Grand Rapids squad. You see, in 2007, they fell 52-31. In 2008, 61-19. And then last year, 31-16. So East has eliminated the Oilers 3 of the last 4 years out of the playoffs. Definitely some vengeance on the mind. The snap and the kick. Dustin Lee sends it down, and that one's just going to drop and actually get an excellent East roll. So for the first time of the day, we're going to see those white jerseys on offense head out here. What you're going to notice from the Mount Pleasant side, not a lot of those guys run off the field. This is the one thing that Mount Pleasant doesn't have is any depth most of their players are going to play both ways. So you're going to see the same 8 or 9 guys are always going to be on the field for the Mount Pleasant Oilers. East Grand Rapids going to line up Travis Palmer under center. David Drummond, who we mentioned, number 20 in the backfield behind him. The pro set offense. Quick handoff, second man through the hole. And an early 3-yard run. David Drummond. 30 carries last week for Drummond. You see there's just an easy pivot. Quick handoff, second man through, following his blocker and that offensive line. Nice little seam, not a big hole, but big enough for Drummond. You talk about a young man who's run for over 2,100 yards on the season. This is a kid that knows how to carry the rock, and they're going to hand it to him often. There you go. Exact same play heading the other way, but a beautiful job stepping up defensively. Big hit by Eric Bauman. A 1-yard loss on the play, so a 3rd and long, not a situation the Oilers like to get into. Watch Drummond coming in for the left-hand side. There you go. Handoff, Jackson Bauman making the play and bringing him down. No hole there, so the defensive line doing a great job, and Bauman cleaning things up. So a 3rd and long for the Pioneers. One wide right and double tight end set. First pass of the game. Only one guy in this thing, and there it is. Oh my gosh, a beautiful catch right down the seam and on into the end zone for our first score of the game. Is beautiful job getting down the line. Big Marcus Hall with a 63-yard touchdown pass. And just like that, East is already up 6-0 at the 9:27 mark of the opening quarter. Kick is up and good, and now 7-0 for East. Look at this, wide right to double tight end set. Still have to first pass of the game. Beautiful job looking down. Oh my gosh, a beautiful catch right down the seam and on into the end zone for our first score of the game. Is beautiful. Was no good. Thanks, guys. So that's why I got these guys sitting next to me up here. Missed the extra points with a 6-0 lead after the 62-yard catch and run by Marcus Hall. This is exactly the situation that the Oilers did not want to find themselves in. Down early to a powerhouse Pioneer squad that just wants to run the ball and kill the clock. Here's the ensuing kickoff. Low drive, much better kick. Fielded by Evan Huber. Huber finding a seam up the middle, trying to make one more move, cannot get past, and a late flag comes in. Huber gets all the way up from the goal line to just inside the 40-yard line. We're going to see what this late flag is. It was behind the play, likely going to be a holding or a block in the back. Let's see what our head call is. Yep, it was holding. Much better kick. And look at this great job by Huber. Catches it and really just goes straight up the seam. Excellent block. Look at that late block from right there. That is trying to make one more move. Cannot get past. And a late flag. 7-yard line. So what would have again been excellent starting position for Mount Pleasant has turned into now, because of the holding penalty, is called by our head referee, Tom Essenberg. Oilers dig themselves into a hole. They're going to start this drive from the 12-yard line. Power eye, quick handoff off the right side. A little bit of green out there, and a nice job of shaking off that first hit is Michael Twain, getting a couple extra yards. He gets up out to the 20-yard line for a 3-yard gain.
Just over the 20, 2nd and 7.
So just under 9 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Already a 6-0 deficit for the Oilers. Wide receivers splitting out on both sides for the Oilers. Play action fake, and the ball up and way underthrown because of great pressure up the middle by Andrew Nelson on the quarterback, Ryan Elliott. Because of that pressure, Elliott did not have the time to set and threw that one up, and if the defender had actually been watching the ball, that would have been an easy interception. Instead, an incomplete pass and another third down and long for Mount Pleasant. See the sidelines from East Grand Rapids. There's your head coach, Peter Sturzma, in the cap. Again, he has had the number, he and his guys, the number of this Mount Pleasant Oilers squad. From the shotgun, quick pass out to the right. It is long enough and complete. Beautiful job getting out there and bringing in that ball for Colton Odekirk. Odekirk, 45 receptions and 6 touchdowns on the season. He averages 15.2 yards per catch. Mount Pleasant doesn't want to throw the ball, but they do a pretty good job of it. And you see what happens when Elliott's got time. This is a well-delivered ball past the first down marker, and then just holding on, making sure he's not dropping that. East Grand Rapids took advantage of some turnovers when they beat Holland last week. So one thing the Oilers cannot do, can't give these Pioneers more chances. So 1st and 10. Power eye, quick inside handoff right up the gut. Michael Tway once again. Great job of the interior of that defensive line and the linebackers stepping up in there and slowing Tway down. It's just a simple inside handoff, second man through. And just jumping in and taking out the legs was Adam Jennings, one of the middle linebackers for the Pioneers. So 2nd and long. Lining up in the shotgun is Ryan Elliott. Motion, fake handoff, and that is what Michael Tway brings you. Even when they're not bringing the ball to either him or Dustin Lee, the handoff and the linebackers are paying so much attention that Elliott just puts his head down and sneaks right up the middle for a nice gain, make it 3rd and short. So Elliott over talking to the coaching staff, head coach Jason McIntyre. Looking for their 2nd third down conversion of this drive. High formation, audible coming here. Elliott gets right back under center. Snaps the ball and fumbles it. Bad exchange. Elliott dropped the ball, fell on it himself, so no turnover there, but it is going to force a punting situation. Elliott absolutely upset with himself as he walks off. You see right here, I think it's a good snap, and Elliott just drops the ball. He's looking downfield, looking for his receiver. He was going into a 5-step drop and just could not find the handle, so because of that, he did fall on it. Nice heads-up move, but it is punting it away once again. 2nd punt of the game for the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Dustin Lee sends it, line drive, a much better bounce this time. It goes right past DeAndre Grady. And watch that one. So the bounce last time for Mount Pleasant went the right way. This time it went the correct way. Antonio Polvinelli downs that one at the 22-yard line. And now the East Grand Rapids Pioneers coming off of their long 62-yard pass from Palmer to Marcus Hall. Only completion of the game, but it was 62 yards and a touchdown. So now the Pioneers lining up in the power eye. First man through. Fullback getting some love, getting the carry there. Nice quick inside turn, and that offensive line of East is doing a nice job. Jahan Brown getting the carry and 3 yards on 1st down. This is certainly going to be one of those games fought and won in the trenches. See Brown, 773 yards and 11 touchdowns. Averages over 6 yards a carry, so even when they're not handing the ball to David Drummond, they can certainly hurt you. Fake and then a rollout to the right. Looking downfield, throwing into double coverage. Dangerous pass by Travis Palmer. But he incompletes that one, and it's going to be 3rd and long. You're going to notice Mount Pleasant really only throws the ball when they have to. East Grand Rapids, certainly a power running team, but they have a lot more faith in their passing game. Of course, you say that, and you look at Ryan Elliott's passing stats. He got 1,685 yards on the year, and Palmer only has 1,009, but they are much more likely to throw the ball with a lead, without a lead, and it's one thing that you've got to keep your defense looking out for. Palmer under center. Another fake, and then a beautiful throw out, and almost dropped there, but a great job getting the ball out. David Drummond on the reception. We talked so much about his running skills. That's actually Jahan Brown, the fullback, out of the backfield on the quick swing pass. And a beautiful job, Jahan Brown, pulling that one in and getting the first down. Beautiful job. You're going to watch Jahan just swing out of the right. Nice pressure up the middle, John. Oh, yes, Brown does hold on to that one. Gets upfield, was hoping that he would be able to break one, but just brought down there. 1st and 10 now from the 45-yard line. Quick inside handoff to Brown. Got the 2 yards right there. Running off the right tackle. And the one thing we're seeing, every time Travis Palmer steps back to pass, he's got a blue jersey in his face. That defensive line and linebackers are doing a nice job on the throwing downs. Out of the huddle, up to the line. Power I, Palmer under center. 2 tight ends set. Second man through is David Drummond. Gets to midfield. Nice job by Bauman stepping up into the hole and pulling Drummond down. Beautiful block by the fullback. And right there, Bauman just fighting off a tackle. Pulling Drummond down, leaving us with a 3rd and 5. Stacked eye, quick turn and handoff there, and just meeting him in the hole. Beautiful job. Spencer Moran stepping up into the hole and just stuffing Drummond. They let him get up 2 yards on the gain. Watch coming from the left, right in the hole. Hello, sunshine. Driving him back. So he does get his forward progress here. It's one of those key moments. Lining up, looking like they're going to punt from just inside the 50-yard line. But the defense is not buying it just in case. They're ready. Long punt. Goes down. Inside the 10-yard line.
37-yard punt. Ball out of bounds inside the 10-yard line.
Jordan Wilson that pulls that one down inside the 10. And so another deep start, but the defense stood up there. Really the only difference in this game, both teams struggling at their times. The only difference, the big one pass, 62-yarder from Palmer to Hall. And we are at a 6-0 lead for East over Mount Pleasant with just over 3 minutes to go. Peter Sturzma, look at that record, 138-16. There's a reason why East has won 5 straight MHSAA titles. Only 16 losses, 3 of them came in the regular season this year. A down year for East, and here they are, one step from another title, at least playing for another title. First back through. Nice 5-yard gain. Still waiting to see one of these running backs just really pop one. Second down and 5. See Ryan Elliott, he runs over to the sidelines, getting the plays directly from his head coach, Jason McIntyre. Deep eye back, and that's where the ball's going to go. Michael Tway off left side. Gets down to the 17-yard line, and there's Elliott walking over to the sidelines. A nice little conversation with Coach Mack. Coach Mack with his back to us there and the headset on. He knew I was talking about it. He turned around so he'd get his face on camera. Elliott on the season. Almost 1,700 yards, 13 TDs, and 6 interceptions. 3rd and 2. Big play here for Mount Pleasant. Look at the double stack at fullback. Hand off to the late man through. Out to the 20-yard line. Michael Tway, enough for the first down, and the Oilers move the chains. Mount Pleasant now 2 of 4 on 4th down conversions. Both of those conversions have come in these last 2 drives.
First and 10 at the 21.
Certainly settling in after going 3 and out on their opening drive. Wide receiver spread wide on each side, and now the inside handoff in motion, but a great job of pushing through. Jahan Brown pushes straight through and gets some congratulations from his Pioneer teammates. Brown, the defensive back, was coming in looking run the entire time on this one. Watch Brown coming in from the right side of your screen on the blitz and just perfectly timed. Absolutely nothing that Tway could do to block there, and Brown ran right past him, right on the inside. Pulled down Dustin Lee. 2nd and 15, the pass looking for the screen on the far side. But again, it seems every time you see Elliott drop back, there's a white jersey in his face. Both of these defensive lines and linebackers doing a great job of getting penetration on obvious passing downs, and there's going to be another one right here. Offensive line of the Oilers has got to do a better job. They've got to give Elliott Palmer a good 3 or 4 seconds for him to be able to look downfield. It's 3rd and long, 3rd and 15. Final minute of the opening quarter of this Division III semifinal. Rob Otto with you here at Ferris State University. Snap, he's got his time, and that's what happens when he's got it. A beautiful job. Ryan Elliott right down the seam. Just a quick flag route to Jordan Wilson. And Wilson with a beautiful catch and run all the way to the 38-yard line, and another first down and another 3rd down conversion for Mount Pleasant. Beautiful job. Elliott had the time. And because of that, he was able to hit just a quick route right at the seam, the flag route. Big gain and a first down. 23-yard gain. Now, out of the shotgun, coming in motion and getting the ball is David Drummond. Is Dustin Lee. And that's a 4-yard gain. All of a sudden, more chunks of yardage coming here. Quick inside handoff on the motion. Timing's got to be perfect between the center, Nick Partee, and his quarterback, Ryan Elliott. They've got to get that timing down, because if that snap comes too late, then Dustin Lee's going to be in front of the quarterback. Last few seconds of our first quarter wind down. After 1, a 6-0 lead for the East Grand Rapids Pioneers over the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Oilers come into this game undefeated on the year, East with those 3 blemishes. They have already erased 2 of those by beating Holland and Grand Rapids Christian. They're not going to play Lowell again here in the postseason, so that's the only other team they lost to. But they can officially say that if they win this game and go to Ford Field again next Saturday night, that they will be, I think they could say we could officially wipe those 3 losses off. The winner of this game will move on to take on the winner of the game going on in Jackson as we speak, Orchard Lake St. Mary's against Battle Creek Harper Creek. After 1, getting ready for the next 12 minutes. Taking a look just quickly at some of the first quarter stats. Only 12 net rushing yards for East Grand Rapids, but they got 82 yards passing. You see Jason McIntyre in his 6th year here, looking to play for his first title with the Oilers. Second quarter, the quick give inside, and a beautiful job busting through the line by number 34 of Mount Pleasant. Just a beautiful job, a great penetration. And now it's going to be 3rd and 5. Quick snap, the quick throw out there near the spikes. We're going to see they're going to bring these chains out. This one is that close. Throwing the ball, Marcus Hall. Well, they're giving it to him. I thought maybe they'd bring the chains out for that one, but it was enough for Marcus Hall. His 2nd reception of the game, his other one a 62-yard touchdown in the first quarter. So the drive continues. And what is it? We plan on this being an East squad that just runs. And, of course, they're passing the ball more than they're running it right now. Quick inside handoff, and that's just a bad job. Blown up right in front. Pulling guard, Jamie Hoyt, got tangled up with the defenseman and fell down. And because of that, Michael Tway tripped on top of him and turns into a 2-yard loss. Watch number 74. Trying to pull, and he just gets tied up and just blown up. Great job defensively. And that's Zach Goebel, that got knocked back. Elliott takes it out of the shotgun, rolls to the right. He's got one receiver down there. Oh, man, that close to the first turnover. Intended receiver on that one was Dustin Lee. And watch Lee right at the end here is barely going to get a hand on this ball and knock it out, or this is an easy interception. Lee reaching out right there. Or that might have been a interception and our first turnover of the game. But instead, Mount Pleasant continues to drive. Quick throw. 3rd and long, and that one's just not going to do it. Oedeker could not hang on, defended extremely well by the secondary, and because of that, the Mount Pleasant punt squad comes out onto the field. Quick snap and throw. This one is way short of the first-yard marker, the first down marker anyway, so Oedeker, good job. But look at the defense there. Beautiful job of finishing that play off as well by Alan Grabicic. Punt goes out of bounds, so excellent starting position for East Grand Rapids. The Pioneers in their white away jerseys, the Oilers wearing the home blues. Almost mirror images of each other, at least in terms of the uniforms they're wearing today. A couple of schools who have blue and gold as their school colors. 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Travis Palmer up under center. Takes the snap, fakes it, he's looking deep. But beautiful job breaking that pass up as Dustin Lee. So, geez, Dustin Lee broke up an interception on one end, and because he's playing both ways, he comes right back defensively and breaks up a pass on the other side. Watch number 20, Dustin Lee, get up this ball just slightly underthrown by Palmer. And because of that, Lee's able to get back, get that left paw up there and knock it down.
At the 36, at the 35, 2nd and 10.
Up under center, 2nd and 10. Pro set. Handoff's going to be second man through, but blown up on the play. Look at the big defensive stop that we're seeing in and out. Doug Cessna, great job of coming off his left end spot. Hits Jahan Brown. Right up here, number 2 gets inside. Fights through the block. And does a fantastic job of pushing through. East Grand Rapids really getting bogged down now. 3rd and 11. They're throwing the ball a lot more than they wanted to be. Three wide, but instead they go to delayed inside handoff, and fighting through a tackle and all the way down the seam is David Drummond. Drummond was caught short on this delay, and what a beautiful call. You get all of the defensive backs turning their heads to the ball and running down with the wide receivers. But watch Drummond right here. That move and the quick stiff arm is just enough to get him past the defender. Nice tackle on the end to come back by Spencer Moran, but after stranding the Pioneers at 3rd and long, instead they get a huge gain. Drummond now 30 yards rushing. Quick pitch outside to Drummond. He makes one quick stutter step and then is around the corner. Runs into his own man, but fights through another tackle. Oh, and the Oilers right now are got to be got to get down on their tackling. They have had Drummond in each of these last two plays, and after first contact, he has gotten over 15 yards per carry. You see the faithful here made the trip from East Grand Rapids to Battle Creek, and just a great job here. Watch this quick stutter step by Drummond right there, just enough to get around the defender. Beautiful blocking downfield. Always love it when you see the guys with the great big numbers, 30 yards downfield, still hitting blocks. Great job by that offensive line. And now inside the 20-yard line. Quick turn and a handoff to Jahan Brown. That's tackling right there. Swarmed and buried short of the line of scrimmage. It's going to be a short loss. Maybe a yard or so. Looks like it's going to be second and a long 11. Already with a 6-0 lead. East threatening again. Lining up under center. Palmer with power eye behind him. Drummond and Brown. There's Drummond once again. 2 straight plays. That defensive line maybe heard me up here, but their tackling wasn't looking so good. They are taking it out on the Pioneers. Another loss. Back-to-back plays. Great job by the Oilers. Pushing East Grand Rapids the wrong way. And just watches a huge surge and a great job stepping up into the hole by Colton Oderkirk. He makes first contact. Clean it up. Zach Passiony. Quick look down the seam, and there it is, just like that. 2 steps backwards, but one huge leap forward. Pat Svengros, a great job of just getting down into the seam. You see the head coach, Peter Sternza, getting his team ready already with a 12-0 lead. There are only 10 guys on the field, so they're waiting for the 11th guy to actually get out here. Going to go for 2 here since they missed the kick on the first PAT. That's going to try to make it a 14-0 game. Under center, fakes the handoff and wide open coming out of the backfield. Doesn't get any easier than that. Jahan Brown with the 2-point conversion. 7:07 here in the second quarter, and it is a 14-0 East Grand Rapids lead. Here is the touchdown. That is the long touchdown from the first quarter. That's how the scoring opening. Travis Palmer getting the ball down to Marcus Hall. Nice defensive play there as well. And now here we are. Last play, excellent job. Pat Svengros, his only catch of the game, it was a 21-yard touchdown. So Travis Palmer, 2 touchdown passes for East. The team that we expected just to run the ball about 40 times today has 2 receiving touchdowns. Ensuing kickoff. Short. Fielded and then dribbled and still on his feet. Nice job trying to wind his way up. Jordan Wilson. So nice job here by the Oilers. They've gotten good field position. Now we've got to see if they can actually do something with it. Every one of their drives has stalled so far today. They start this one from the 35-yard line. Let's take a look back at that Svengros pass. Great job here. Faking the inside handoff, and this is just a seam route. This is just head right down the seam. He gets hit and dragged into the end zone, but a good job by Svengros. 2-point conversion was good, and it's 14-0. But here's our quick handoff, and there's one of those power runs we've been expecting all day long from Michael Tway. First down on just one carry so far on this drive, and look at the great job of pulling and putting a helmet on a white jersey and just driving. Doesn't get any easier than that. Handoff, power eye. Riding the horse now. Michael Tway with another job up over the midfield stripe for a 4-yard gain. Tway has already carried the ball 8 times on the game 9 times for 31 yards. They're just going to keep going in that same power eye are the Oilers. This time and hit from behind. And look at Michael Tway standing there with his hands out. He had no idea that was the play they were running. He was the guy that had to step up and stop that blitz. But a great job coming up on the far side by Elliott Zimmerman. Watch him come off the right side. And look at number 21. He should step up and set a block right there. My bad, DeAndre Grady coming in off the right side with a beautiful hit and a 3-yard loss. DeAndre Grady just coming off the right corner. Blitzing. So now it is going to be 3rd down and 9. Another hole that the Oilers have dug themselves into. And everybody coming. And a great job and sacked down inside the 40-yard line. Aziz Ellis coming straight through. But that was almost like a jailbreak the way those white jerseys were coming back. Watch a couple of them up the middle here. Aziz Ellis right there, and wow. That was a face mask that all of our guys in stripes missed on that one. So the sack counts. Instead, it is going to be 4th and extremely long and another punting situation for the Oilers. The fans here on the Mount Pleasant sidelines, they're right in front of our broadcast position. They were upset about that one right when it happened. Of course, we have the advantage of slow motion replay. Quick punt, and now turning upfield and back into his own position. A beautiful cut back to the 30, to the 25, to the 20, to the 15, to the 10. No flags on the play, and it is going to be DeAndre Grady. He got the sack on 2nd down, and now he gets the punt return touchdown. And all of a sudden, the wheels are starting to fall off for the Mount Pleasant Oilers. DeAndre Grady getting the punt and taking it back, and just look at the sidelines. You can see from one extreme to the other the stunned blue jerseys of the Oilers and the excited white jerseys of the Pioneers. And this is just a simple job. Beautiful seam right there using the sideline, and then the one move right there. That's all we had to do. DeAndre Grady, stiff arm down, and a touchdown. And a 21-0 lead. They did just kick through the extra point. This one is good. So a 21-0 lead for East Grand Rapids. 4 minutes and 21 seconds remaining here in the second quarter. Extra point was good, so it's a 21-0 lead for the Pioneers. There's the head coach, Peter Sturzma of the Pioneers. Everything working for his squad. It was a slow start, but a 62-yard touchdown pass, 21-yard touchdown catch, and now a 74-yard punt return for a touchdown. On the other sideline, Jason McIntyre trying to keep his guys in it. Look at even a smile on his face. He's telling his guys, listen, enjoy this. You're here. You guys know you can play football. Get out there and show me. Still a lot of time left in this game. Ball picked up there by the Oilers. It was a short kick. Next Friday and Saturday, you can catch the live telecasts of all 8 games in the MHSAA football final from Ford Fields. Wall-to-wall coverage beginning both days at 10 a.m. on Fox Sport Detroit Plus, with all the games in high definition where available. Includes on Comcast, Charter, WOW, Uverse, Bright House, DirecTV, and Dish Network. Fox Sports Detroit Plus channel information. You can visit the channel finder at foxsportsdetroit.com. Quick handoff inside. Nothing going there. Michael Tway. The short gain is going to be second and long. And you see it's just a quick handoff. And look at all the white jerseys just clogging up that hole. Beautiful job coming in and wrapping up. Here's Gerald Nystrom. And already down 21-0. From the shotgun, rolling out to the right. Quick look at a beautiful job reaching out and grabbing that one is Dustin Lee. Lee turns the corner, gets all the way up to the 35-yard line. They're marking it actually at the 34, and that's a first down. Our head ref, Tom Essenberg, comes in. Other officials today, Mike Sturm, Steve Shudich, Kevin Vanderhulst, and Steve Hendrickson. Setting up, we're at about 3.5 minutes, 3:37 on the clock. Here in the second quarter, quick handoff. You see the Oilers trying to put something together here. Dustin Lee with the inside handoff coming on motion, hoping to put some points on the board before halftime. Already trailing East Grand Rapids 21-0. Rob Otto with you here at Top Taggart Field on the campus of Ferris State University. Again out of the shotgun. Just over 3 minutes to go. Rolling out to his left, and again getting it out. Dustin Lee is turning into the star of the first half for Mount Pleasant. He gets up to the 45-yard line, and that's going to be enough for another Mount Pleasant first down. Quick job out of the snap, but it's always tough rolling to your left when you're right-handed, but that is a beautifully thrown ball right into the breadbasket of Dustin Lee. Out of the sidelines. Back under. Nice job. We've seen this play a couple of times by Ryan Elliott, faking the inside handoff and then rushing in himself. 4 yards on the carry, and look at this. Everybody now keying on Michael Tway and Dustin Lee. Because of that, Ryan Elliott gets it in the inside before he is stopped by the linebacking core, including Aziz Ellis. Handoff. Now looking deep, and a flag comes in late. The pass, they're saying, was completed, but the penalty flag is sitting there at about the 35-yard line, and what we are going to get is a pass interference against the Pioneers. Pass interference against the Pioneers, and so that is going to be an automatic first down. Nice job here stepping back, Ryan Elliott. Looking to his right, this is his third read right before he gets hit. He feels the pressure there. The extra contact right before the play, and because of that, it's going to be a first down either way. The pass was complete, so they're accepting the pass and the completion, and now within striking distance at the 35-yard line with just over 2 minutes to go, and trailing by 21. Power I. Hand off to Tway, trying to make a quick cut inside, but a nice job just holding onto the jersey. Listen, any way you can get the guy down, do it as long as you're staying within the rules. Jahan Brown just grabs onto the jersey, slows Tway down just enough. Still a good 5-yard gain, and all of a sudden the Oilers got something going here. At the 30-yard line, hurry up offense. Split left, split right. Looking out here on the near side. Pass thrown to Dustin Lee. That play was probably, that pass was just a little bit too far downfield. Needed to make sure that Lee could shelter himself between the defender and the ball. Bit of a dangerous pass, but it goes incomplete. Ryan Elliott trying to get his Oilers on the board for the first time in this game. They trail 21-0. Under 2 minutes to go. There's the numbers for the Oilers QB on the season. Under center. turns, fakes the handoff. Boy, there's a beautifully timed wide receiver screen to the outside. Colton Odekirk, leading receiver for the Oilers. And this is just perfectly timed. You've got the blitz coming from the left side. You throw the quick screen out to that side. And watch Elliott just deliver this ball again right before he gets hurt. Great job of reaching up and grabbing it. A little bit of blocking downfield, and that is enough for another first down. Back to live action. Hit as he throws. Coming in defensively there, bringing in the pressure, was Bill Waldron. Elliott got hit as he threw, and because of that, it was short, dangerously close to a drive-ending interception. Instead, just an incomplete pass. You see Elliott getting the play from the sidelines, less than a minute and a half to go. 2nd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Under center. Again, faking the handoff on the outside. And another underthrown ball by Ryan Elliott. Defended out there was Marcus Hall, defending against Colton Odekirk. So the incomplete pass down there makes it 3rd and 10 now from the 20-yard line. Elliott bringing the play out to the huddle for the Oilers. 12-0 on the season. The last 2 games of the playoffs are won by a combined 15 points, so they are used to playing closer games. There's the snap, and again, play action. Rolling to the right, and he's got a receiver. Incomplete. Looks like it's possible that one of the defenders, Jahan Brown, may have gotten up in the middle of that pass and tipped the ball a little bit. It's going to be 4th down from the 20-yard line. Let's keep an eye on number 28. Watch the trajectory of this ball. Does it change halfway through when 28 leaps up for it? Yep, got just a finger on that ball, and because of that, an incomplete pass. Would have certainly been a first down inside the 10-yard line. Instead, it is 4th and 10, and the Oilers, already down by 3 touchdowns, are going to go for it. Quick step back, and a beautifully delivered ball. Look at Ryan Elliott just seeing the defense coming down on top of him. He stays in the pocket and delivers a beautiful strike right down the middle of the field to Jordan Wilson. First down and goal with just over a minute to go for the Mount Pleasant Oilers. I mean, look at it. You're going to see the pressure coming from the side, and he stays in just like, I mean, he could not even get that ball out of his hand. And then look at the big hit at the end. What a great job by Wilson to hold on to that ball despite the big hit from DeAndre Grady. Timeout by Mount Pleasant. They want to talk about this, make sure they've got their legs underneath them. Head coach Jason McIntyre coming out onto the field. Want to remind you that the Red Wings are in action later this afternoon on Fox Sports Detroit. They're visiting the Los Angeles Kings. Coverage beginning at 3:30 with Red Wings Live, followed by the game at 4 o'clock. It's Red Wings hockey later this afternoon on Fox Sports Detroit. Peter Sturzma, the head coach of the East Grand Rapids Pioneers, his guys used to be in these high-scoring games. They're averaging 45 points per game in offense, well, including some special teams and defensive touchdowns as well. Their average margin of victory in the playoffs has been 20 points. The other side from Mount Pleasant, last week they squeaked past East Lansing 28-20. Week before that, a 7-point win, but right now they are in striking distance looking to get that goose egg off the board. Elliott turns. Planned quarterback keeper all the way down to the 2-yard line, and a nice job both running backs getting out there. They've got to carry out their fakes and then look upfield and block somebody. Look for a white jersey and hit it, and then Ryan Elliott just follows them into a big hole on the right side. Beautiful job, nice block right there. That is the one that springs Trevor Wilson, springing Ryan Elliott down inside the 2-yard line. Quick inside handoff, and into the end zone is Michael Tway. Tway with his 25th touchdown of the season. And with just 35 seconds left on the clock, Mount Pleasant gets their first score of the game. It is going to be huge for this squad to not go in at halftime with that 0 on the board. That was an amazing drive, a great drive, and a good job putting that one together. The snap, the kick, it is good, and they make it 21-7. Mount Pleasant cutting into that East lead. 35 seconds to go. Beautiful inside handoff, a 2-yard run by Michael Tway. Beautiful job with the inside handoff, and just that offensive line doing just enough to getting Tway to the goal line. He uses those big legs of his to push through, get into the end zone. Touchdown, Oilers. Now, it's interesting. You look at a team like East Grand Rapids who are so used to running the ball, but the way they've been throwing the ball today, I wouldn't put anything past them. They could easily, if they get any kind of return here, try to get more points on the board in those last 35 seconds. All 3 timeouts remaining for East. As you see, Mount Pleasant ready to kick this ball from the 40-yard line. Pioneer sidelines. A little chilly out there. Temperatures in the 40s, but you're sitting here in the middle of November. It could certainly be a lot worse. Michael Tway is going to be kicking this ball off. Kicks it deep. Taken at the 10-yard line. Boy, just following that line of his straight up the middle to the 30-yard line. 70 yards away from pay dirt. We'll see what Peter Stursma and his East Grand Rapids Pioneers decide to do. Got their timeouts up at the 32-yard line. Lining up in the I formation. Palmer under center. Quick pitch to the outside to David Drummond. He gets dragged down after just a 2-yard gain at the sidelines. Clock does stop with just over 23 seconds to go. And this is a quick pitch to the outside. Don't know if they're just trying to run the clock out here. Maybe what they were hoping was if David Drummond gets a big play here on first down, that they would go. Instead, they're going into victory formation. They're going to take a knee and take this 14-point lead into the half. And that's where we go. Our first half is going to end with the East Grand Rapids Pioneers, the 5-time defending champ. Boy, as soon as I start saying that, what happens? Mount Pleasant calls a timeout. And the entire East Grand Rapids team was getting ready to head back into the locker room. Instead, Mount Pleasant calls the timeout. It is going to be 3rd and long, and this is what they're thinking. Well, you know, they'll get East to run another play, call their last timeout, and then force them to punt. And because of that, they might actually get a big return. Tonight and tomorrow, you can see delayed coverage of the MHSAA Volleyball Championship games in Class A and Class B. Tonight, coverage on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, starting at 10 p.m. with the Class A game, and then the Class B contest will be at midnight, and those games will be repeated tomorrow over on Fox Sports Detroit, starting at noon and 2 p.m. respectively. Ball carrier is David Drummond. He gets close to the first down marker, but not enough, so it's going to be 4th. Mount Pleasant calls another timeout. You see the quick inside handoff. Missed tackle there. Great job by David Drummond. But he gets up to just past the 40-yard line, so it's going to be 4th down at Mount Pleasant. Instead of just letting the clock run out in these last 10 seconds, they take the timeout. They're going to force East to punt. Going to force them to punt. We'll see what kind of punt return Coach Mack has ready for this one. Tuesday at noon, visit foxsportsdetroit.com for a live chat in advance of the football finals. The chat's going to be hosted by James Schmel from mlive.com and Alan True from scout.com. We're going to preview each of the 8 championship games and take your questions. Join the football finals live chat. That is Tuesday at noon on foxsportsdetroit.com, right where you are watching this game. I'm Rob Otto with you here at Ferris State University. East Grand Rapids, the 5-time defending champ, sitting at 9-3 on the season, taking on the unbeaten Mount Pleasant Oilers, a team they've knocked out of the playoffs 3 times in the last 4 years. Just over 10 seconds to go. And look at, they're not going to punt. They're going to run the ball. If they get the first down, the first half will be over. Quick inside handoff. They get the first down and more. It's David Drummond that gets out to midfield, and that's all he needed. So the chess match between Jason McIntyre and Peter Stuursma ends basically in a draw, where we tried to when we ran out the clock. Now it'll officially run out. They got to reset the ball for the last 0.4 of a second to leave us into halftime. And there it is. Now, I tried to get here a minute ago. Instead, we're here now. East Grand Rapids with a 21-0 lead on Mount Pleasant. Opportunity for East Grand Rapids trying to continue their run and try to defend their 5-time MHSAA titles here in a Division III semifinal match. Both teams heading for the locker room. Also getting the East Grand Rapids band ready to come out on the field. I want to thank you for watching. We will be back here for the second half of action. Don't go anywhere. You'll be able to see some of the entertainment here on the Prep Zone on Fox Sports Detroit, foxsportsdetroit.com. Welcome back. This is the Prep Zone on foxsportsdetroit.com. Rob Otto with you at halftime at Top Taggart Field on the campus of Ferris State University. 12-0 Mount Pleasant trailing 21-7 to 9-3 East Grand Rapids. The Pioneers looking for their 6th straight MHSAA title. Winner of this game will take on the winner of the Orchard Lake St. Mary's Battle Creek Harper Creek game that's going on right now in Jackson. That game is knotted up at 7, but they'll play next Saturday night at Ford Field for the title. Let's take a look back at how we got to this point. It started in the first quarter. This is on a 3rd and long, beautiful pass from Travis Palmer all the way down the seam, just over the coverage, and it's Marcus Hall on the receiving end. His only catch of the first half, a 62-yard touchdown, that at the 9:27 mark of the first quarter. We move into the second quarter, going the other way, another 3rd down completion. It's Pat Svengross with a 21-yard catch, hit at the goal line, but he goes in because they missed the PAT on the first touchdown. They go for the 2-point conversion. Easy pass out to Jahan Brown from Travis Palmer. The ensuing drive went nowhere for the Oilers, so they punt this one away, and DeAndre Grady gets up the seam, makes one move to make a tackle or miss him, and he is just going to be gone. He's going to cut it back to the outside, make one more move there, and another stiff arm. A 74-yard punt return by DeAndre Grady. The kick was good on that one. It was 21-0. We get into the last minute of the first half, and finally breaking through is Michael Tway, a 2-yard run. The kick is good, and that makes it 21-7. Some of your stats from the first half, and it's interesting, it felt like the Pioneers were throwing the ball more than they were. You see only 5 passes from Travis Palmer. He completed 3 of them, 2 of them for touchdowns, the 62-yarder and the 21-yarder. On the other side, it's Ryan Elliott completing 8 of 17 passes. Again, a team in the Oilers that wanted to come in running the ball. Instead, they threw it 17 times in the first half. He has 97 yards, and he was sacked twice. 0 turnovers, so it's been very clean that way. Only a handful of penalties and total yards in the favor of the Pioneers. But the long drive at the end of the first half, it was a 15-play, 76-yard drive that took 3 minutes and 41 seconds off the clock for the Oilers. That's what got them back in this game. And so you see, they had 76 of their 137 total yards came on the final drive of the opening half. But it was huge for the Oilers to get that goose egg off the scoreboard. Again, they are trailing 21-7. There is part of the coaching staff, and the head coach on the left there is Peter Stuursma. So that's one of his assistants for the Pioneers. It's Stuursma and his squad 9-3. There's the head coach with the headset on. There's Coach Stuursma and his club. Again, came into the postseason with 3 losses. Some people thinking that maybe this was the year to get at them. They won 5 straight MHSAA titles, but instead, they're here. They avenged 2 of those losses already in the postseason, and now we're looking to get back to Ford Field for a 6th straight year, trying to play for a 6th straight title. On the other side for Mount Pleasant, it's been a perfect season so far for head coach Jason McIntyre and his Oilers. 12-0 on the year. You see them wearing their home blue jerseys. There is head coach Jason McIntyre, Coach Mack. See him, he's trying to pump him up. And it's really interesting. When they were down 21-0, we caught him on the sidelines. He was joking around. He was smiling. He was keeping his guys really loose. Coach Mack did a great job, and they answered with that huge drive at the end of the first half. Now, the one thing that Coach McIntyre is going to have to make sure to do is keep his guys focused, because they're giving the ball back to East Grand Rapids. The Pioneers are going to start the second half with the ball, and because of that, the last thing that Mount Pleasant can do is give up points on this opening drive. Defense has to stand up and be stout. They've been pretty good so far in the first half, but they have given up a total of 103 yards passing and 74 yards rushing to David Drummond. He's the big gun, averaging over 7 yards a carry for East Grand Rapids. On the other side, Michael Tway does have the 2-yard touchdown run, but he has gained only 40 yards on 12 carries. Second half is underway. Looks like the fair catch there at the 30-yard line, and that's where the series is going to start. Early in the second half, I am Rob Otto. Thanks for being here today with us, the Prep Zone on Fox Sports Detroit. Want to thank our crew and cast of characters as well. Mike Grabmeyer, our producer, Chris Bouchard, Mark Wurtzel, Mike Lozon, working the cameras and graphics, and Adam McCloskey doing the job on the tape. Handoff to start, and on the outside, exactly what Mount Pleasant didn't need, and exactly what East Grand Rapids was trying to do. Beautiful handoff. That's the fullback, Jahan Brown, around the right side. And just like that, Jahan Brown, who had 3 yards rushing in the opening half of this game on 4 carries, a huge gainer. That one, a 49-yarder for Jahan Brown, and gets just like that. The Pioneers see him bounce to the outside, and a beautiful seal block there by David Drummond. The first running back through was spread wide as a wide receiver. He turns in on the defensive back, pops Brown to the outside, and just like that, the Pioneers are within scoring distance, trying to add to their 14-point lead. Under center, quick handoff to the right side.
Brown on the carry, 28.
Again, it's Jahan Brown. Boy, no rest for the weary on that one. He runs for 49 yards. They give him the handoff right away. Stay in good shape, because head coach Peter Stursman is going to use you. Quick pivot by Palmer. Handoff to the second man through. It is Brown. Nice job by the linebackers to pull him down, but it was still a 3-yard gain, and now up to the 15-yard line. Palmer under center, power eye behind him. Pitches to the second man through. This is Drummond. Beautiful pivot and trying to get to the outside. Does he have the speed to get to the outside? Nope, he's chased down, turned back inside. Great job defensively by Mount Pleasant's Antonio Polvinelli.
On the stop.
He stays with Brown all the way, he stays with Drummond all the way to the outside and turns him back to the inside. You see this quick spin and pivot, but it's going to be number 7 wearing the blue jersey. He's the one that keeps him from running to the outside, forces him back inside where he knows he's got some help. Dustin Lee out there as well, but still another gain and a first and goal for the Pioneers. Single set back, split wide each side. It is the handoff to Brown, but a good job busting through on defense by Corey Williams. Tackle for loss. So it's still going to be second and goal, this time now from the 8-yard line. Beautiful job, just look, getting the head down there and pushing straight through. Excellent open field tackle by Corey Williams. The young man that made the big play in the backfield. The defense trying to stand up and be stout, not give up a touchdown here. Again, the single set back. Jahan Brown behind Palmer. Fake handoff. Play action, looking to the inside, tipped at the line. Ball falls incomplete in the end zone. Nice job of that defensive line pushing the pressure in. As soon as they see Palmer getting ready to release the ball, they get a hand up, tip it at the line.
Third and goal at the 8.
The play action fake. And right there, defense coming in, Spencer Moran tips it, almost intercepted at the goal line, but now it's going to be third and goal from the 8-yard line. Same single set back with a wide receiver out wide each side, double tight end. Not even thinking about a play action here, but beautiful pressure up the middle. Eric Bauman is the reason for this play. He comes right through, cannot get blocked by Jahan Brown. Eric Bauman pushes straight through, gets the pressure on Palmer, who throws the incomplete pass, and it looks like it's going to be a field goal attempt. The defense, after giving up that huge 49-yard run to Jahan Brown, looks like the receiver had half a step at the goal line if it could have been a more accurate pass, but because of Eric Bauman, he's set up for the kick. Kick is up and good. Very close to the block, but the kick goes up and through. Another 3 points, so the Pioneers extend their lead, but that is actually a victory for the Mount Pleasant Oilers. After giving up that huge run on the second play from scrimmage here in the second half, almost getting a finger on that ball, but unable to do it. It's Noah Solaski. He gets the 3 points, and it is a 24-7 lead for East Grand Rapids. Now the Oilers have to answer. They can't wait too long. They know that the running game of the Pioneers is very stout, and they can run out the clock with the best of them. A little over 9.5 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Rob Otto with you at Top Taggart Field at Ferris State University. This is a Division III football semifinal. The winner of this game moving on to play at Ford Field next Saturday night. The last game will be the Division III MHSAA title game. It's the late game, prime time, 7:30, a week from tonight. One of these teams will be playing in that game against either Orchard Lake St. Mary's or Battle Creek Harper Creek. Here's the kickoff. It'll be a short one at about the 12-yard line. Dustin Lee feels it and gets a nice job up the seam, almost up to the 40-yard line. Now we'll see what, if anything, the Oilers were able to change. See Dustin Lee doing a great job of just not even following his blockers per se. He just looked upfield, and there was a huge lane for him to run through, and because of that, excellent starting position again for the Oilers. Under center in the eye. Second man through and just putting his shoulder down, expecting contact and getting none because the offensive line of Mount Pleasant doing a fantastic job. Eric Belko, Matt Keller, Nick Partee, Jamie Hoyt, and Chris Salee. Big hole there and a beautiful run straight up the gut. 9-yard gain. It's going to be 2nd and 1 near midfield. Up under center. Boy, the old hook and go, and a beautiful job. Layered the pass up over the defender. Great job by Colton Odeker. This is just an up, a pump, and because of that, look at that fluttering pass. Now that is phenomenal camera work. Following that ball all the way down the sideline, and a huge reception for a first down. And now pounding up the middle. Michael Clay straight ahead. 12 yards on the gain and another first down. Ladies and gentlemen, the Oilers offense is awake. They slogged their way through much of the first half until that final drive, but that final drive that got them on the board has really woken up Mount Pleasant. The offensive line doing a great job. Everybody doing their job. Lining up. I formation. Split left, split right. Quick out. Drop ball there. Dustin Lee, the intended receiver on the outside. Ball delivered by Ryan Elliott. Hit Lee right in the hand. That's one that young man knows he's got to come down with. Ryan Elliott runs to the sideline, gets the play from his head coach, Jason McIntyre. Same formation. Elliott under center. Quick handoff to the second man through. It's Tway once again. And look at the way this young man is just bowling into the defender. But that O-line and his fullback, Eric Bauman, doing a great job just leading through the hole. Look at this. He's not getting touched by someone wearing a white jersey until he's already 6 yards down the field. That is excellent blocking up front. Elliott under center. Looks like maybe we got a quick jump here on the near side by the flanker, Dustin Lee. It's going to be a false start, and that is moving the Oilers the wrong way. So now from a 3rd to very manageable 2, we're now pushing back to 3rd and 7. Well, you saw the hard count there, and it looked like Elliott was actually drawing the defense offside, but it was his own wide receiver. You didn't see it there. He was split out wide right, but Dustin Lee's the one that took the bait. Now 3rd and long, just outside the 15-yard line, rolling to his right, looking for a receiver, and a gorgeous grab. What a fantastic job reaching out by Colton Odekirk, the leading receiver on this Oilers squad, reaching out and snatching this pass out of midair. This is a perfect pass by Ryan Elliott. He threw that ball where no one but his wide receiver would have a chance at it. Quick naked roll out to the right. Good job, and watch, just reaching out. It was low and away right where you want to throw it. And a great job at the end of that play by Colton Odekirk. 1st and goal for the Oilers. Quick inside handoff. Tway gets a couple of yards up to the 4-yard line. Just under 7 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. Ryan Elliott trying to lead his squad to back-to-back touchdowns in their last drive of the 2nd quarter, and now here the 1st drive of the 3rd quarter as they trail East Grand Rapids 24-7. Young man threw for almost 1,700 yards on the season. He threw for 97 yards on 8 of 17 passing in the first half. Faking it. It's going to be a quarterback draw to the outside, hit at the goal line, but in the end zone. Ryan Elliott, we show you his passing stats, and of course, he tucks it up and brings it in. Elliott only ran the ball 36 times on the season, but on the day today, a couple of rushes, and here now a touchdown. Quick job, and again, the linebackers doing a great job. And look at the outside blocking by Colton Odekirk. Boy, was he huge on that drive. 6:25 mark of the 3rd quarter, and the Oilers are back in the end zone again. PAT up and good. So what was a 21-0 lead for East Grand Rapids is now a 24-14 lead for East. After that gorgeous run right there, you see some of the congratulations for Ryan Elliott as Mount Pleasant is shaking off their early game cobwebs and are now taking it offensively to the Pioneers. That sideline looking a lot different than it did earlier in this game. Pioneers getting together with their head coach, Peter Sermsma. Just got to remember, you know what? They've done really well in their last 2 drives, have the Mount Pleasant Oilers, but we still have a 10-point lead, and we know how to do well on offense as well. Getting ready to kick off for Mount Pleasant. Zach Kramer from his own 40-yard line. Remember, East has already had a punt return for a touchdown here. Oilers have to be careful. It's a short kick to the 25-yard line, fielded there. Up over the 30-yard line, but he's not going anywhere else. Swarmed by blue jerseys, so that's where the drive will start. Pioneers have just had to watch the Oilers go on an 8-play, 62-yard drive for the 4-yard TD run from Ryan Elliott. Now I've seen what was once a 21-point lead cut down to a 20-point lead. Excuse me, a 10-point lead. 2010, who's counting? Oh, yes, we all are. Up under center, Travis Palmer. Quick pitch to the outside. First time we've seen that play tonight. So really smoked out, taken down by Spencer Moran. Quick pitch to the outside to David Drummond, trying to get him in open space, but look at Moran just get right out there. Just enough of a hit to trip Drummond up. Still a good 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. I formation. One wide out. Gonna hand it to Drummond again. Good job, boy. He gets up to full speed so quickly. He's already ready to get close to full speed by the time he hits the line. And if there's any kind of seam right there, he just squirts through. But a good job defensively, not letting him get into the second layer of the defense. Watch Drummond here. Just quickly takes this one and just spreading him out. Nothing but blue jerseys there. Excellent job sealing that hole. It is now 3rd and short. Oilers trying to stand up here and get the ball back. Inside handoff to the fullback. Oh, that is as gorgeous a hit as you're going to see. That is textbook by Dustin Lee. Put the shoulder in his gut, wrap your arms around his leg. If you can't get him down, hold on long enough for somebody on your team to come over there and finish him off. Dustin Lee, a gorgeous job on Jahan Brown. Beautiful open field tackle. Look at that. Shoulder in the belly, you slide down to the knees. Gorgeous. Because of that punting situation, the Oilers are going to get this ball back. Grand Rapids scored a field goal on their opening drive here in the second half, now punting it away. Flag comes in from deep. Looks like East took too much time. They were shuffling personnel in and out. It's going to be a delay of game, so another 5 yards back before they kick this punt away. Ball now spotted just outside their own 35-yard line. Punt. Fair catch just outside the 30-yard line by Dustin Lee. Man who ended that last drive with the tackle now gets the fair catch. Getting ready to start another drive for Mount Pleasant. Just over 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. And Mount Pleasant, that went all but 35 seconds of the opening half without scoring a point, now has 14 on the board, and they're looking for more. A lot of energy here on the near sidelines. There's the Oilers wearing their home blue jerseys going up against East wearing their road whites. Ryan Elliott up under center. Gives it to the second man through. Dustin Lee, who's just been part of every play we've called in the last 30 seconds here at Ferris State. He gets the carry. Good 5 yards here. This is just a quick up. Nice blocking by the line. Great job coming in there by Eric Bauman as well. I want to keep in mind, we're saying Lee's name and Bauman's name and Moran's name. A lot of these guys are playing both ways for Mount Pleasant. Inside carry. Ball squirts out. Oh, and it's a turnover. The first turnover of the game, and the ball is going back the other way. Dustin Lee is saying that he was down before that ball squirted out, but it's Aziz Ellis that gets the fumble recovery. Let's see if we've got any kind of look at this one. It's going to be a quick dive off the left-hand side. There is Lee. It's hard to tell exactly when that ball starts coming out. If it was loose before he hit the ground, the call in the field is a fumble, and that's where we are. East Grand Rapids recovers. So coming back the other way, the quick handoff to David Drummond, but he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. His defense has done a nice job, except for one huge run by Jahan Brown on the second play of scrimmage here in the second half. This Oilers defense has done a fantastic job. We'll see if they can continue it now with a little over 3 minutes to go here in the third quarter and trailing by 10. Rob Otto with you at Ferris State University. Top Taggart Field for this Division III football semifinal. One of these teams moving on to play for the Division III MHSAA title next weekend at Ford Field. Palmer under center. Play action. Has some time, and look at that. Down on the ground was his wide receiver, Marcus Hall. But Hall was down on the field and stood up just as the ball arrived and turns this into a first down catch. Palmer hit as he throws, But watch this, you'll see him getting up off the ground was Marcus Hall.
First down at the 24.
Knocked down or just slipped down, whatever it was. It was like camouflaged out on the green turf here. Nobody could see him. Turns into a first down catch. Quick pitch to the outside. Stopping on a dime, leaving you 9-cent change is David Drummond. He gets up to the 20-yard line. Quick pitch to the outside. And right here puts on the air brakes. Okay, it cuts back upside for another 3 yards.
At the 20, 2nd and 6.
Second down and 6 to go. Pro set, second man through is going to be Brown. He's met on the outside by Lee, and then just absolutely tatered by Michael Tway. Fantastic running back, shows he can also be a fantastic hitter. Lee slowed him down, Tway finished him off, and it's going to be 3rd and 3 for the Pioneers.
17, 3rd and 3.
Third and 3 to go, about a minute and a half here in the third quarter. Palmer gives it to Drummond on the outside. He's met shy of the first down marker. Whistles blow. Who else? It's Dustin Lee there, along with Doug Cesena. And that is going to be just short, about a yard short. This is just a quick run to the outside out of the pro set. Block is just not there. That's Cesena. Lee joins him. They stop his forward progress, and they're going to go for it. It is 4th and short, 4th and a yard. East looking to keep this drive alive. Inside is Palmer on the sneak. He gets a yard, but he may have needed just more of that. We're going to see exactly where they spot this ball. From the looks of the spike, he has to get to the 19-yard line. They are setting this one just short, and for the first time today, we're getting a measurement on the field. The Chang Gang going to make an appearance here at Top Taggart Field. They're bringing it out. He is at about the 19.5-yard line. This is just a quick snap. Figure out if there's any gap in the defense in front of you and move toward it. Puts the ball down. Let's see how well they did it. Oh, geez, it's actually a fumble. That ball came out, and Palmer landed on it. That's a gorgeous spot, and it is short. It is short, a yard short, about the length of the ball. And that stout Mount Pleasant Oilers defense has done it again. 2 long drives have amounted to just 3 points here in the second half for the East Pioneers. Now Mount Pleasant takes over, just shy of a minute to go here, 1st and 10. Quick handoff to Tway. He is hit behind the line of scrimmage by everybody on the field wearing a white jersey. About a 2-yard loss here. They set the ball. Have to see if they get one more snap off here before the fourth quarter.
2nd and 12 at the 13.
13-yard line is going to be 2nd and 12. Shotgun snap. Looking down, and he throws an interception, an underthrown pass. It is picked off by DeAndre Grady, and he gets all the way into the end zone. Wow, after that amazing defensive stand. Pass picked off by Ryan Elliott, and it's DeAndre Grady. He already had a punt return for a touchdown earlier in this game. Now he has an interception return, and he gets a hug from his head coach, Peter Sturzma. Just 3 seconds left here in the third quarter. And East Grand Rapids trying to go up. They're now at 30, trying to make it 31. That kick is blocked. The extra point is blocked, so a 30-14 lead. So that keeps it a 2-score game for Mount Pleasant.
0.6 seconds to go, third quarter.
DeAndre Grady with the big interception return for the touchdown. And you see a bit of a deflation there in the Oilers. Here is Ryan Elliott. He gets back in the pocket, not overly rushed. He was trying to get that ball all the way to the outside to Dustin Lee, but instead that pass came way inside, right into the hands of DeAndre Grady. He does a nice job showing us those punt return skills of weaving through. And then there is the extra the PAT that was blocked. The second missed extra point of the day so far by the Pioneers, but they still hold the 30-14 lead. Now, they did go for 2 after their second touchdown, making up for the first extra point that they missed. But we'll see. The fact that it's a 16-point game now, that's 2 touchdowns, 2 two-point conversions, and this one could be tied. We'll see how critical, if anything, that blocked PAT becomes later in the game. Ensuing kickoff will be the final play of the third quarter. It's short and gets past and on into the end zone. So that's where we're going. And, of course, I say it's going to be the final play, but the clock doesn't run at all if nobody touches the ball. So that's, let's see, 2 quarters out of 3 I said we're ending that haven't ended when I said they were yet. 2.6 seconds left on the clock, so one more play for the Oilers. That 22-yard interception return by DeAndre Grady, extending the Pioneers' lead. But now it's the Oilers back with the ball, and offensively they've looked great since the end of the second quarter. That final drive, and then a great drive here in the third quarter. Quick inside handoff, first man through. Couple of yards on the carry for Michael Tway, and now we can say it's the end of the third quarter. So both of these squads getting ready to head to the fourth. Quick inside handoff, second man through actually was Tway. Nice job by his fullback, but nobody there to help him out. And defensively coming in to make that one count was Andrew Nelson. And Mount Pleasant, who has played 2 tight games in their last 2 here in the postseason, find themselves 14 points down. Want to remind you that next Friday and Saturday you can catch the live telecast of all 8 games in the MHSAA football final from Ford Field. Wall-to-wall coverage will begin both days at 10 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit Plus, with all games in high definition where available, including on Comcast, Charter, WOW, UVerse, Bright House, DirecTV, and Dish Network. And Fox Sports Detroit Plus, if you want to check out exactly where they are in your cable system for channel information, visit the channel finder at foxsportsdetroit.com, the website you're at right now. This game, the Division III championship, is the final one, so make sure to look for that one. Tuesday at noon, visit foxsportsdetroit.com for a live chat in advance of the football finals. Chat hosted by James Schmel from MLive.com and Alan True from Scout.com. We're going to preview each of the 8 championship games and take your questions. It's the football finals chat live Tuesday at noon on foxsportsdetroit.com. Quick flag here as we try to start the fourth quarter. It is offside on the Pioneer defense. So a 5-yard penalty. The 2nd and 8 is going to turn into 2nd and 3. Oilers will take any yards the Pioneers are willing to give them. See our reffing crew, our head ref, Tom Essenberg. Other Zebras today, Mike Sturm, Steve Shudich, Kevin Vanderhulst, and Steve Hendrickson, calling an excellent game. It's been a very clean game. That's only the 3rd penalty of the day, combined by both teams. All right, now we're ready to roll here to start the fourth quarter. Handoff to the 2nd man through. Tway, he just cannot get anything. He is hit immediately and wrapped up. Gorgeous job by Darius Roberts. Watch Roberts step right up into the hole. Number 68 coming from the left-hand side. Puts that big bear hug on Tway. He gets a couple of yards, holds on just long enough for the rest of the defense to get in there and push him back. It is 3rd and just a yard. 3rd and short. I got a feeling that might be a penalty. Running up the middle, trying to anticipate the count. Coming all the way up from the back was Aziz Ellis. And yeah, the hard count got him. No doubt about it. That's encroachment, and that's going to be an automatic first down. So 10 yards already on this drive the Pioneers have handed to the Oilers. Last thing you want to do is give these guys extra chances. Quick handoff off the right side. Breaking through the line into the secondary. Michael Tway with his best run of the day so far. For that carry, Tway had only 71 yards rushing on 19 carries. Guy that averaged over 7 yards per carry so far in the season. Over 1,700 yards total. Big run there. Quick check at the line for Ryan Elliott. Turns and hands to Tway. That's a good play to check to. Fights through one tackle and again back into the secondary. Tway all of a sudden finding himself through that Pioneer defensive line and the linebackers. The front seven have been mostly controlling him all day. But see right here, he fights through. Can't grab that young man's shirt. He'll go through it and then just sidesteps Adam Jennings and gets all the way into the secondary before he is finally taken down. Again, the offense looking great for the Oilers. The fake pitch to the outside. Quick post. That one's going to bounce off, and that's an incomplete pass. Bounces off the turf. Incomplete pass. Head coach Jason McIntyre loves to do that. If he's got second and short, he'll dial up a play-action pass, see if he can get a big play, believing that his offensive line, which has looked great here since late in the second quarter, can get him that 1 yard on third down. Power I, one receiver left, one receiver right. Motion to the right is Moran. They run it to the right. More than enough, and again, busting through the front seven. Michael Tway all of a sudden has a road map into the Pioneer secondary, and he's taking advantage of it. Over 100 yards rushing on the day now for Michael Tway on 22 carries. And another important first down. 10 minutes to go. The Oilers trailing by 16. It is 30-14. They've scored all their points inside the last minute of the first half. Play action to the left. Tucking and running. A designed rollout and run by Ryan Elliott. Again, this young man had only 36 carries in the entire season. And now Ryan Elliott has run the ball 9 times today. 9 times.
At the 23, second and 4.
Elliott under center. Turns and hands off again to Tway. Every carry for Tway is turning into first downs on this drive. He keeps this up, and all of a sudden the leading tackler is going to go from the linebacking core to the secondary for the Pioneers the way he's running the ball. Front seven, the offensive line. I know I've mentioned their names a couple of times, but Belko, Keller, Party, Hoyt, Salee doing a great job moving this ball. Fake handoff. Looking for that quick screen to the outside. He's got it, and that's a touchdown. Well, that ball was inches away from being intercepted. Colton Odekirk was inches away from being tackled after he caught the ball, but once he turned upfield, the secondary was up to try and stop it. The blitz was coming from the same side. It's a play that we've seen run a couple of times so far by the Oilers. They've never run it as well as that because that is a gorgeous runaway touchdown for Colton Odekirk with 9:02 to go in the fourth. Now the 2-point conversion is coming. This is what they want to do. Try to make this an 8-point game. Try to make this a 1-possession game. 2-point conversion. Fake the handoff. Roll to the outside, and just like that, Odekirk again. And all of a sudden, a 1-possession game. At one point, the Pioneers were up 21-0, and now it is a 30-22 game. The Oilers cutting deeply into that lead with just 9:02 to go. See the fans here on the near side, the Mount Pleasant side. Here's that quick screen, and look how close that ball is to getting batted down. But as soon as Odekirk turns around, there's nobody wearing a white jersey between him and Pater. And then the 2-point conversion is going to be a quick rollout to the right. Left all by himself. The defenders lost Odekirk. They thought he was cutting to the inside on a slant. Instead, he bounced it out on a curl. Good up and out, and Odekirk gets both passes from Ryan Elliott. The Mount Pleasant cheer team enjoying what's going on down there. They're trying to keep the fans in it. And it's a lot easier when you're only down 8 instead of being down 21. Holden Odekirk on the day, 7 catches for 85 yards for this run-happy Mount Pleasant Oilers squad. 85 yards receiving and a touchdown, plus the 2-point conversion for Odekirk. Kickoff going to go all the way into the end zone for a touchback. And the Pioneers going to have to try to stop the bleeding starting this drive at their own 20-yard line. And there you see the faithful here who made the trip from Mount Pleasant to Big Rapids. They were pretty quiet for most of the first half, but I don't think we could get them to be quiet now if we tried. More cowbell from the Oilers fans. Quick run to the inside. East Grand Rapids holding on to the 8-point lead. It's good to point out this defense has actually done a fantastic job because 14 of the points that East Grand Rapids has scored today, 1 came off a punt return, 1 came off an interception return, both for touchdowns. Well, the defense has allowed only 16 points on the day. Quick handoff inside and cutting his way through and stepping his way and now trying to see if he can keep going. Beautiful job by David Drummond. Finally busting one. We saw Michael Tway finally getting a hold of some nice runs on that last drive for the Oilers, and now it's the Pioneers' turn. Gorgeous run by David Drummond, who is himself now over 100 yards rushing. On that gorgeous, a 35-yard run for David Drummond, who has 18 carries for 129 yards. He just picks his way through the defensive line, does a nice job, and gets tripped up just enough to be caught by Dustin Lee. Drummond gets the carry and is now inside the 40-yard line. Now, we've seen a couple of big runs here in the second half. That one we just saw, the 35-yarder from David Drummond. It was a 49-yarder earlier by Jahan Brown here in the third quarter. Out of those runs, though, the only points they've gotten so far in those drives was a 3-point field goal early in the third quarter. Pioneers up under center. Another quick handoff. Second guy through is Drummond once again. He fights his way to the marker. What a gorgeous effort, fighting his way through initial contact, and David Drummond pushes his way past the marker for another Pioneer first down. You almost wonder if it was just a matter of time. He did a nice job, 74 yards rushing in the first half. And now well over about 140 yards, averaging exactly 7 yards per carry is David Drummond. Quick inside handoff, first man through was the fullback, Jahan Brown. Brown having himself a day as well. He's up over 60 yards rushing. So just the two of them have already broken the 200-yard barrier. It's going to be 2nd and 2. Now, if you're a Mount Pleasant fan, you start watching the clock a little closer. We are inside the 7-minute mark. Travis Palmer up under center. Straight ahead run, but met almost immediately when he got that ball by Antonio Polvinelli. Was Drummond. Great job by Polvinelli to push through, and now all of a sudden it is 3rd and long. This is what the Oilers defense has done here in the second half. Bend but don't break. Quick inside handoff, and Polvinelli just fighting his way through the block by the receiver. Austin Howell could not hold him off of his running back, and Polvinelli met him for a loss. 3rd and 10. For the game, East is 4 of 9 on 3rd down conversions. They go from the double tight end I back, just one receiver in a formation, and that's where they're looking for the tight end near side, and broken up. What a gorgeous play. Spencer Moran, we've called his name a number of times today. He's made some big plays, maybe none bigger than that. It's going to be 4th and 10. This is the running back, the fullback, coming out of the background, Jahan Brown. This is who Travis Palmer is looking for. But watch number 8 wearing blue. Gets his hand up and just enough to tip that away, or that could have easily been a first down. Out on the field, it is 4th and 10, lining up in punt formation from inside the 40-yard line. Defense is they're not even back to receive this punt. Trying to go for the poocher. Gets it down the sidelines. It takes a nice bounce for the Pioneers and goes out at the 10-yard line. Oilers will take it, though. Didn't give up any points on that drive. Didn't get hurt by the long run by David Drummond, and now the ball is back in their hands. 5 minutes, 41 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Down by 8. One score is the difference. It is 30-22. Winner of this game will move on to play next Saturday night at Ford Field. Elliott under center, turns, hands off, another big run. We're seeing this almost every time he touches the ball here in the fourth quarter. Michael Quay getting in there, and we've got 2 defenders for the Pioneers who are getting up a little bit gimpy. Adam Jennings and DeAndre Grady. Grady, who already has a punt return and an interception return for a touchdown on the day. Quick handoff, and once again into the second layer of defense. The front 7 is being blocked so well, they cannot stop Michael Tway. Quick update from the other game. The winner of this one will go on to face the winner of Battle Creek, Harper Creek, and Orchard Lake St. Mary's. Battle Creek is up 10-7 in the fourth with a little more than 3 minutes to go in that game. You see we've got a timeout on the far side, a little injury timeout, or maybe a little look at a piece of equipment, but we are up and running again. Nobody had to leave the field. Coming up on the 5-minute mark. Oilers second and short. We've seen them pass out of this down a number of times already today. And they're going to do it again. After that, and he's got a receiver down the sideline. Trying to break back at the 30, at the 20, at the 10, and on into the end zone is Dustin Lee. The flanker came all the way from the far side. Got the crossing route on the flag pattern. A huge reception on 2nd and 1. The Oilers have done it 3 or 4 times already today. Coach Mack, knowing that he believes his guys, in case they throw an incomplete pass on 2nd and short, they'll get it on 3rd and short. That one finally paid off. Dustin Lee with a huge touchdown, and now the 2-point conversion coming out onto the field with less than 5 minutes to go. The opportunity for the Oilers to erase a 21-point deficit. They threw out of this formation last time. They're running exactly the same play. There's nobody out in the pattern. And that Pioneer defense comes up big, stuffing Ryan Elliott. The defense was not full. They ran exactly the same play that they ran on the last 2-point conversion. This time they were unsuccessful. Last time Colton Odekirk, the receiver, was on the outside, wide open in the end zone. We're going to start with the pass. It's going to be a 70-yard touchdown. And look at all the time he's got a perfectly delivered ball to Dustin Lee, and then he does it all himself. He was not going to be denied, not going to be caught by Alan Grabovcic. And then the 2-point conversion, you see they're trying to get Odekirk by himself on the outside, but gorgeously defended out there. What a fantastic job by Marcus Hall. The defense comes up. Odekirk was the only receiver out in that pattern. He was covered by Hall, and because of that, it is still a 2-point deficit. 4:47 to go here in the fourth quarter. short, drifting kickoff by Michael Tway. That one barely gets into the end zone. Boy, they are playing a dangerous game, letting that ball hit at the 25, 30-yard line and roll all the way into the end zone. But he does it again. It's going to be touchback. Starting from the 20-yard line will be East Grand Rapids. They have led the entire game. They have not given up the lead, but they now have only a 2-point lead, up 30-28. If they can just run this last 4:47 off the clock, they will be going for a 6th straight MHSAA title. Quick turn and pass. Oh, look at that. He's gone. They're not going to catch him. Pass mid-stripe to 40, the 30. Lee is trying to catch up with him. The 10-5 touchdown. Boy, it's like teasing the Oilers fans the way this game has gone. Every time they've gotten close, a huge play coming the other way. An interception return for a touchdown. Not making the 2-point conversion. And now an 80-yard run. An 11-second drive. And all of it on the legs of David Drummond, who now has over almost 220 yards. And this is just an easy inside handoff. It's the same play they've been running all day, but this time Drummond untouched. Lee can't catch him. And now going for the PAT, almost blocked again. They had one blocked earlier, but this one gets up through the outrights. And what that makes it is a 9-point lead, and that means it's a 2-possession game. Just 11 seconds after the Oilers got within 2 and almost tied this game, it is now back to a 2-possession game, a 37-28 lead for East. Coaching staff there, Jason McIntyre and his guys, just telling his guys to be in it. They really have. It's interesting to say because it's 37 points on the board. They played extremely well here in the second half. The defense has been great. The offense, every time they've been handing it to the ball here in the second half to Michael Tway, they're getting 8, 10, and 12 yards a carry. Got to know they can go down and score. They've got this Pioneer defense on their heels. Question could be whether they can score twice before this game is over. Just over 4.5 minutes to go. Low kickoff taken by one of the up men. Right down on the turf. It's another nice starting position. About the 33-yard line for the Mount Pleasant Oilers. Everybody getting together, getting ready to go. A huge drive to try and keep their perfect season. They came into this one 12-0. They've got to make up a 9-point deficit in about 4.5 minutes to go to 13-0 and play for an MHSAA title. Out of the shotgun is Ryan Elliott. Pitches on the reverse, coming back the other way. Dustin Lee gets to the outside, gets some nice blocking downfield, and that's going to be enough for a first down. Gorgeous job by Nick Partee. How's this? The pulling center snaps the ball and then pulls to the outside on the reverse and gets a beautiful block downfield. Watch 52. Snaps the ball and then comes all the way to the outside to get downfield. Also down there, Matt Keller making a block and Eric Bauman as well. Looked like to throw an underthrown ball, but Marcus Hall was coming around to try and knock it down. Instead, it ends up right in the breadbasket of Odekirk, and that's another first down. 2 plays, 2 first downs for this Oilers offense, and they've only run about 20 seconds off the clock. Quick snap and an inside handoff, but boy, coming on the outside blitz was Aziz Ellis. He's the one who had a penalty earlier because he was trying to jump the snap count. This time he had it dead to rights and came off the right end and was in the backfield as the handoff was happening. Just a 1-yard gain. Second down now. Rolling to his right. Overthrown. Ryan Elliott to Dustin Lee. And now just like that, 3rd and long for Mount Pleasant. Good snap. Elliott's just going to roll to his right. And that's the problem. A little bit of pressure coming from that outside. Forced him to throw the ball higher than he wanted to Dustin Lee, who was open on the outside. Get out of the shotgun. Rolling to his right. Setting this time. Got his man on the outside. Catches it on the sideline. Good job getting out there and moving with it. Was Jordan Wilson. And he stayed in bounds and got a few extra yards, and that's another first down. See, this time, Elliott was able to set his feet, deliver a perfect strike. The defender had slipped down, caught it in bounds and stays with it. But this one was just busted up. They were looking for the quick screen underneath. But the defense came in so high and hot, they bat that ball down. So an incomplete pass, and now 2nd and 10 from inside the Pioneer 30. Elliott again out of the shotgun. Nice job faking the pass and then moving up in because you get 5-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 5. Very manageable. Ryan Elliott has already thrown the ball 28 times in this game, while Michael Tway has rushed the ball 26 times. Very close to an even split between those two. Timeout for Mount Pleasant. They stop the clock at the 3:18 mark. Attendance today here at Top Taggart Field at Ferris State University, 2,132 faithful from East and Mount Pleasant who came to watch this game. It is the Pioneers with a 9-point lead, 37-28, with just over 3 minutes to go. Excellent crowd here at Top Taggart Field. Faithful from both sides. Those are some of the East fans. They've rooted their Pioneers to 5 straight MHSAA titles. They're looking for number 6. Here on the Mount Pleasant side, they're looking for their team to get to the finals for the first time under their head coach, Jason McIntyre. And they're looking for a 13-0 season. The time is now a bigger defender than possibly even the guys wearing the white jerseys. 3rd and 5 from inside the 25-yard line. Single back set. In the shotgun is Ryan Elliott. He takes the snaps, looks to his right, comes back to the left, and he's got Wilson. Jordan Wilson with another big catch. He's got it at the 10-yard line, and that's another Oiler first down.
In on the play by 6, Grady for the Pioneers. First down.
Good job looking to his right, freezing the safety long enough. Single coverage on that side, and another big catch. Back to live action. The throw comes to the outside. Elliott was hit as he threw the ball, but somehow he gets it out to Odekirk, who again gets into the end zone. A 10-yard pass from Elliott to Odekirk. No idea how Elliott even got that ball out of his hands, but he gets it to Odekirk, who runs into the end zone. And now it is a 37-34 game with the PAT pending. 3:03 left on the clock here in the 4th quarter. The kick is up. Kick is beautifully right through the center. And you see some of the other faithful here at Ferris State University. They're all over the place, and they're watching a heck of a football game as Mount Pleasant just drove the field into the end zone and now trail by just 2 points, 37-35. And all of a sudden, you saw, some of the Mount Pleasant fans maybe sitting on their hands moments ago. There's not a lot of sitting and only a lot of clapping hands down there here in front of us with 3 minutes to go. Got to see if Mount Pleasant is going to have the opportunity to get this ball back. The defense has been very good with a couple of notable exceptions here in the second half. One of those notable exceptions was an 80-yard touchdown run on the last drive by David Drummond, who now has 218 yards rushing on the day. Thank you so much for joining us here. Rob Otto with you on the Prep Zone on FoxSportsDetroit.com. Winner of this game moves on to play for the Division III title Rapids. Just a missed two-point conversion last time out, and it looks like the onside kick. Exactly what they're going to do. Partee with the onside kick. It bounced off one of the Pioneers, but I believe a white jersey fell on that ball. Going to peel that pile away. Going to see who came up with this one. Beautiful kick by Partee, because look at the way it bounces off one of the Pioneers. And we're going to see, we still have no signal. It is the Pioneers that came up with the ball. East Grand Rapids have that one. You see on the right side of your screen, one of the referees pointing, and there it is. Coming up with the ball, big heads-up play there by East Grand Rapids. Jahan Brown, the fullback, has had a huge day. Great blocking for the running back behind him, David Drummond. He also has 60 yards rushing of his own and a 20-yard reception. And right now, he may have just salvaged the game or saved the game for the Pioneers. So 3:02 left on the clock. Oilers have to stop them, get the ball back, and score. All the Pioneers have to do is watch 182 seconds tick off the clock. Inside handoff, bouncing it to the outside, and that is a nice tackle. If not for Corey Williams coming up and making that tackle, this could have easily been at least a first down run by David Drummond. He got to the outside, but Corey Williams, quick outside handoff. Watch number 9 from the right side of your screen. Get out there. That was a first down saving tackle, and now another timeout by Mount Pleasant. They're trying to salvage as much time as they can. 2:57 left on the clock. Red Wings in action later this afternoon on Fox Sports Detroit. They'll be visiting the Los Angeles Kings. Coverage beginning in about 15 minutes with Red Wings Live. That'll be followed by the game at 4 o'clock. Red Wings hockey later this afternoon on Fox Sports Detroit. Mount Pleasant has just one timeout remaining. Less than 3 minutes to go. All the Pioneers have to do in order to play for a 6th straight title is run that last 2:57 off the clock. It is 2nd and 8. They are right at midfield. Quick turn and handoff to Drummond. He gets to the outside, bumps into a defender, and another tackle by Corey Williams. These two are having a battle out here that drive. It's going to be 3rd and 4. Mount Pleasant takes their final timeout. Coaching staff bringing them together. Last opportunity to stop the clock on defense. See Palmer just turns, hands it to Drummond. Gets to the outside, and you see it was Corey Williams that was able to trip him up on the outside. 3rd and a very long 3 coming up. This is what's on the line, a 2-point game. Pioneers get the first down here. They'll be able to run a lot more time off the clock if the Oilers stop them. And likely what you're going to see is the Pioneers punt this ball away and then put it in the hands of the Oiler offense. The interesting thing is going to be is if they get a couple yards here and they're just short the Pioneers, more than likely they'll try to go for it on 4th down because they know they can get close to killing this clock with a fresh set of downs. All on the line. There's the Pioneer offense. All they do is win. They've won 5 consecutive titles. The Mount Pleasant fans up and yelling. They're down in a very long 3. Turn the handoff to the outside, and he is absolutely bottled up. Is David Drummond. There's no question what's going to happen now. 4th down and very long. They're going to punt the ball away. What a great stand by the defense. Quick handoff to the outside, and just squeaking through there almost untouched was Eric Bauman. He's the one that makes first contact. He forced Drummond to stop, and when you stop as a running back, it's real easy for the guys wearing the other colored jerseys to hunt you down. They swarmed him in and tackled him, and we are now looking at a 4th and a good 6. Far side, the timeout, you're going to see it taken right before the penalty is called. You see on the far sideline there in the middle of your screen, there is the timeout taken at the last possible second by head coach Peter Sturzma of East. So still 2 timeouts remaining for East Grand Rapids. They have a 2-point lead with 2:02 on the clock. This is too much. You are watching Prep Zone on FoxSportsDetroit.com. I'm Rob Otto with you. All the excitement here of a Division III football semifinal. Tonight and tomorrow, I want to remind you can see delayed coverage of the MHSAA Volleyball Championship games in Class A and Class B. Tonight you get coverage on Fox Sports Detroit Plus starting at 10 p.m. with the Class A game. That'll be followed by the Class B contest at midnight. Those games will be repeated tomorrow over on Fox Sports Detroit starting at noon and 2 p.m. respectively. So here it is. The punt squad comes out onto the field for East. Back to receive the ball is Dustin Lee. He's at his own 15-yard line. He has had some big plays here in the second half. Punt is away. It's going to bounce short. He went for the sideline, kind of cough and cornered it, and did a nice job of it getting down to the 17-yard line. And that's where the drive will start. 1 minute and 53 seconds on the clock. 83 yards between the Oilers and Pay Dirt, but they only trail by 2. A field goal would win it. Zach Kramer, the kicker. 2 field goals on the season. Both of them between 20 and 30 yards. So if you're an Oiler fan, and I'm sure their head coach, Jason McIntyre, is thinking the same thing. Let's not put it on the kicker's foot. Let's just get into the end zone and win this game. Roll out to the right, and a quick out pass. There is Lee once again. Gets out past the 25-yard line. And out of bounds to stop the clock. You have an injury down on the field. It's Jordan Wilson, the wideout, as you see the quick roll out. And again, rolling to your left and throwing as a right-hander, not easy, but a perfectly delivered pass to Dustin Lee. Down on the field at about the 30-yard line is Jordan Wilson, the wideout. So an official's timeout as the staff of Mount Pleasant, they're coming on out to take a quick look. And honestly, the way they're doing it, it looks like maybe he's just got a cramp on his right calf. As I try to get Wilson back on his feet, I want to remind you that next Friday and Saturday, you can catch live telecasts of all 8 games in the MHSAA football final from Ford Field. Wall-to-wall coverage begins both days at 10 a.m. on Fox Sports Detroit Plus. All the games in high definition where available, including on Comcast, Charter, WOW, Uverse, Bright House, DirecTV, and Dish Network. For Fox Sports Detroit Plus channel information, where to find it on your system, visit the channel finder, which is right here on foxsportsdetroit.com. Wilson back on his feet, both sidelines clapping. Excellent sportsmanship. Love to see it. Got to keep in mind that this Mount Pleasant team uses a number of guys playing both ways, offense and defense. Wilson is one of them. So that cramping, he might just be a bit dehydrated. 2nd and 2. Rolling to his right out of the shotgun, and another completion just long enough for the first down is Dustin Lee. He was defended out there by Jahan Brown, the fullback, who's also playing defensive back. And now Jahan Brown, a little slow to get up. Quick rollout, completion right there. Brown just moments away from being able to knock that one down. Instead, it's a first down with about 1:40 to go. Now rolling to his left. Pressure from behind, but he's got his man Lee. And what a catch! What a catch at the 46-yard line by Dustin Lee. Full extension to put his hands on that ball and come down on the field. He was down before he went out of bounds, so the clock continues to move as soon as they set it. Ball is set, ready for play, and the clock continues to roll. Under 1.5 minutes to go and a 2-point deficit for Mount Pleasant. Rolling back out to his right. They're just ping-ponging back and forth. Underneath pass off the turf. See the Pioneers sideline clapping at that one. They're trying to hold on so they can play for a 6th straight MHSAA title. And you see this ball just a little bit short-armed by Elliott. It's going to hit the turf right in front of Odekirk. Incomplete pass, 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, Ryan Elliott. Comes back the other way to the wide receiver screen. This one, he gets it out to Antonio Povinelli. Povinelli all the way up to the 40-yard line. 1:14 to go. No timeouts remaining for Mount Pleasant. Far side of the field, head coach Peter Stursma's out on the field, and he is absolutely complaining about something. I think they may have taken a timeout to have this conversation. I don't know if he saw a penalty possibly that the referees did not see, but he is having a heated conversation with Tom Essenberg, the head ref. In the meantime, some of the assistant coaches talking. Let's take a look back at these last couple of plays. First rolling out to his left, and watch this extension by Lee. Gets it. And then here on the near side, one that ends up skipping off the turf. Oh no, this is the screen to Povinelli, and a great job getting downfield. Don't see anything there, but maybe it was something that happened closer to the bench. And there it is, warming up. See if he's going to have the opportunity. Zach Kramer, 2 field goals so far this season, all of them from inside the 30, both of them from inside the 30-yard line, which means they've got to get to at least the 13-yard line, possibly for him to have a shot. Faking the pass at a quarterback draw, getting to the outside, running right past his blocker, but all the way down to the 25-yard line is Ryan Elliott. Again, the clock will stop as they reset the ball, but then it will start again as soon as they whistle it ready. Just over a minute to go. 2-point deficit. Beautiful timing on this one. Got the defenders to push to the outside, thinking he was going to roll. Instead, he went up the middle. Again, a quick pass, a little bit short, but still caught in. Dustin Lee catches it, but the clock continues to go. We're now under a minute to go. We're down to almost 40 seconds to go. 22-yard line. Snap. Elliott looks to the outside. He's going for the screen again. It is caught there, but down, and not a first down to Jordan Wilson. He's short of the first down, and there's only 30 seconds left in the clock. Wilson trying to limp off the field. He doesn't want to, he's trying to set. They're going to try to spike the ball here. They're not. They're going to run a play. Elliott looks to the outside, throws long for Odekirk, so an incomplete pass. 11 ticks left on the clock. It is 4th down at the 18-yard line, which would be about a 35-yard field goal, the longest of the season for Zach Kramer if he can put this one through. And that is where we are. 37-35. Mount Pleasant trailing by 2 points, and it all comes down to the foot of Zach Kramer. A 35-yard field goal by the 5'10 senior. This kicker can send his team into the MHSAA title game. Timeout, ice him? Absolutely, that's what you do. Far sideline, Coach Peter Sturzma waits until the last possible second, calls the timeout. This is what is on the line for Sturzma and his Pioneers. His club has made it to 5 consecutive MHSAA title games, winning them all. If this kick goes through, his club will have just a couple seconds to come back. It would be very unlikely. If this kick does not go through, then his defense did the job, and they will play for a 6th consecutive year at Ford Field, looking to bring in a 6th title to East Grand Rapids. On the opposite side, the senior, Zach Kramer. His club has never played for a title under his head coach, Jason McIntyre, and it all comes down to this. Fans, every fan is on their feet here at Top Taggart Field. The snap, the hold, the kick, it's up, and it's good! He pushed it through! It was a low line drive kick, and the Oilers take a 38-37 lead with just 7.2 seconds remaining on the clock. The Mount Pleasant Oilers are 7.2 seconds away from ending the 5-year reign of the East Grand Rapids Pioneers. 7.2 seconds left for a miracle for East. Wow. A 35-yard field goal. Guy had not hit one longer than 30 yards on the season, had managed to punch through only 2 field goals on the entire year. Zach Kramer may have just sent his club to Ford Field. That is the first lead of the game for Mount Pleasant. 38-37 with 7.2 ticks left on the clock. And what did we say earlier? I wonder if that blocked extra point on a touchdown in the third quarter that East Grand Rapids did not get, that blocked extra point was going to come back to haunt them. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a 1-point deficit. Drummond from his own 15-yard line. Pitches it. They're trying to keep it alive. Now it's Jahan Brown on the near sideline. He pitches it back, but oh, the ball is still alive. That ball is still alive. It's not official yet. Now it's official. Zeros across the board. The Mount Pleasant Oilers and their fans stream on to Top Taggart Field for the first time under head coach Jason McIntyre. The Mount Pleasant Oilers are going to play for an MHSAA title. The Mount Pleasant Oilers defeat the East Grand Rapids Pioneers 38-37. They trailed 21-0 in the second quarter of this game. They gave up a punt return and an interception return for a touchdown, but when it all comes down to it, the interception return for a touchdown with 3 seconds remaining in the third that East Grand Rapids scored, they had the PAT blocked. At that point, it made it a 2-possession game, 30-14. The Oilers come all the way back, and that blocked PAT at the end of the third quarter turns out to be the difference. A 38-37 victory for Mount Pleasant over East Grand Rapids. So the 5-year reign atop the pile for the Pioneers, an amazing run this season, an amazing 5-year run for head coach Peter Stursma comes to an end, and there will be a new Division III MHSAA champion this year. Could be this Mount Pleasant Oilers squad coming from behind to beat East Grand Rapids 38-37. Both teams shaking hands, excellent sportsmanship on both sides, an amazing game that nobody here at Top Taggart Field will forget for their entire lives. And this Mount Pleasant squad, who'd been knocked out of the playoffs 3 times in the last 4 years by this East Grand Rapids team, now sees that young man, Zach Kramer, kick the ball through with less than 10 seconds remaining and send his club to Ford Field. And that was the celebration right after that kick went through. And now you see, as both coaching staffs get ready to shake hands at the end of this line at the middle of the field. And there are some of the faithful. Hi, congratulations. The Mount Pleasant Oilers. Special thanks to Jim Conway, the Mount Pleasant Athletic Director, and Nick Hopkins from East Grand Rapids. Fantastic job helping us out with everything over the course of the week to get this game ready. And there it is, the final kick, the final points of the game. And because of that, Zach Kramer field goal, a 35-yarder. The game goes to Mount Pleasant. I want to take a quick look at just some of the final stats up here in the booth. Mount Pleasant, actually offensively, you look at the numbers and they did a great job this game. And I want to remind you, they had less than 80 yards of total offense with about 3 minutes to go in the second quarter. They end the day with 499 yards of total offense, 192 net on the ground, 307 yards passing for Mount Pleasant. That run-first team has Ryan Elliott go 22 of 38 for 307 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did throw 1 interception and was sacked twice. On the ground, it was Michael Tway, 146 yards rushing on 26 carries. Elliott, who had only 36 rushes on the season, carried the ball 11 times today for 47 yards. And because of that, the Mount Pleasant Oilers are heading to Ford Field And this is the final drive that got them down within field goal range. Ryan Elliott leading the charge. Receptions by Oda Kirk and Dustin Lee. Corey Williams on one of the receptions, and there it is. Zach Kramer's 35-yard field goal, his longest of the year, only third of the season, leads his team to victory. Congratulations to the Mount Pleasant Oilers for their victory, and they're heading on to try and play for the Division III MHSAA title next Saturday night at 7:30. The final game of the MHSAA season will be played with these Mount Pleasant Oilers. Thanks for everybody for watching. Thanks for being a part of it. And thanks for tuning in to the Prep Zone on FoxSportsDetroit.com.